Can you tell us in simple terms for kids here today, like how this driverless technology in your EV tractor works?
As I said, I mean, the tractor is similar to a autonomous line following robot, right? So what do you do in line follow robots?
One more question that's popping up more often. They're asking about the mileage after one charge. So how much kilometers does it travel?
Now I'm guessing, how old are these kids exactly? Are they 18 plus or what?
There is a question. I mean, this is a frequent question from a lot of kids here. Mohit, Banka, Ritesh. They have all asked the same thing. Like, aren't electric tractors expensive? Like, how farmers can afford it? That is their question.
I'm really impressed that the kids are really smart here, and they already know that electric tractors are.
And for today's session, it's my privilege to welcome Mr. Kaustubh. So, Mr. Kaustubh is the CEO and founder of Autonxt Automation Private Limited. And this is an automation technology startup which is currently working on the India's first driverless EV tractors. Can you imagine, right? We have a wonderful topic today where Mr. Kaustubh is working on the first driverless EV tractors in India, and his company is going to do it. And he is here with us today, and he is going to help us understand more about EV tractors and how that EV technology works and how driverless EV tractors work. Hope all of you kids are very excited for this session. Yes. Yes, even I'm very excited to know about this topic because EV vehicles is a currently trending topic, right? And many of you would have known about the Tesla cars, which is currently trending, and Elon Musk has designed a lot of cars, and these cars are self-driving cars, and they also have the electric capacity, which means you don't have to have any license. You can just hop onto the car and you can tell where you want to go, and the car will take you there automatically. Right. So such is the innovation that is happening today, and it's my privilege to welcome Mr. Kaustubh. Welcome, Mr. Kaustubh. How are you doing today?
Yes, hi. I'm doing good. Thank you for inviting me here. How are you? And how is everyone?
Yes, I'm doing great as well. So it's our privilege to have you here today, sir, and hope kids get to learn a lot of interesting insights from you and understand more about the EV tractors, right? And before we begin, sir, wanted to understand, from your childhood, like from someone who is born in a place to a startup who's working on the currently trending technology, right? So can you tell us a little bit about your childhood and how it all started?
Sure, certainly. So basically, I'm a electronics engineer. I just like everyone else. I used to visit my grandparents during school vacations. So my grandparents are farmers. I've seen them doing farming with bullocks. Carrying implements and doing different tasks on the farm. And then we had tractors coming in, the diesel tractors. So I saw I've done it all. I've driven a bullock cart as well, and I've operated those kind of old machines, and then saw tractors coming in. When tractors came in, a few of my relatives actually they bought the tractors, but then ended up selling the tractors back within 1 year. So that was basically the time when we got to know that there are the different challenges in owning tractors, and that's the time when I actually got inspired to build electric and self-driving tractor. So yeah, I mean that is my experience from childhood, how we basically got into this idea of building tractors. Yeah.
Great. I mean, such an inspiring story that is where you yourself have seen what farmers undergo every day, and you took it up as a challenge, and you are trying to build something on the space where a lot of people don't do that, right? And it's an interesting technology as well. So to take this further, so can you explain us like how you came up with this idea, like especially EV tractors, and also your passion towards it, where it all started on that?
Right. So I was into engineering first year of my college, and I was, as a new student in electronics field, I was also excited to do a lot of robotics and build small robots like line follow robots and the remote control robots, etc. And that same year, I again visited my grandparents in back in my native place, and over there I saw one of my uncle had sold 1-year-old tractor. So I asked him naturally, why did you sell it? I mean, it was working fine. It was a brand new tractor. You were able to get the job done easily compared to riding bullocks and the old machines. So he told me that buying tractor is okay. I mean, you can buy it. There are a lot of subsidies, etc. But then operating a tractor, it's like having a white elephant in your garage. So there's a lot of fuel. You have to spend a lot of money in maintenance, etc. And that's why most of the farmers in India are owning less than 5 acre. I mean, they don't have massive fields like outside India. So the land ownership is very small, and it's getting lesser and lesser every year. So making owning tractor doesn't make real sense for majority of the farmers, which is why they are selling it back, especially because of the operation expense. So that's when I realized that okay, this is a very big problem, because India, as from our childhood, we've been taught that agriculture is the backbone of our nation, and if there's such a big problem in the agri machinery, let's fix it. So I was building robots here in college, and I was seeing this problem. So I linked these two problems with each other. I saw a line follow robot actually working in a following a line, and farm is a box. I mean, it's a rectangle or different shapes, and the tractor goes in a particular line and follows that pattern. So why don't we use that technology here on the tractors? And that actually made sense, because the uncle who sold the tractor, he also told me that finding drivers is very difficult in India. And even though we have so much of population, people are everywhere, but driving tractor is like driving a car without shock absorbers on a very bad road. So you can imagine the pain that farmers go through. So that was actually the original idea, where we thought of making the tractor driverless. And to fix the operation expense, to fix the issue of heavy fuel and maintenance expense, we made the tractor electric, because during that time, 2016-17, a lot of electric scooter startups were starting, a lot of electric three-wheelers were actually coming up, and India was moving towards electrification of vehicles. And this tractor was something that nobody was thinking about. So I thought, why not? Why don't we do this? I mean, why don't we get that tractors made electric? So we actually started the company based on this inspiration that we got from the farms. I took my college friends who were from different parts, and mechanical engineers, electronic engineers, to my own village, and I showed them how the tractor works, and I made them ride the tractors so that they understand the problem. And that's when the journey began, and yeah, we are here now.
Amazing. When you said that you built robots in your college days, it was really inspiring, because in during my engineering days as well, I have built the projects and I had a lot of fun doing it. And converting something to your passion and having your own startup, that is something it's really inspiring. And a lot of kids here also have built a lot of robots, and I'm sure they will also get such a passion like you, and they will also move further in their career as well. And to take this further, Mr. Kaustubh, so I mean, tractor is new to us. I mean, I have seen tractors in videos, but not actually spend time with them like you did, right? So can you tell us how EV tractors work, and how it is different from our regular diesel tractors, and more points on what are the advantages and what are the cons of these tractors? Can you shed some light on that?
Certainly, certainly. So I would like to present my screen as well, so that
Yes, please. You're
you
waiting for it.
can
Yeah.
show some videos, etc. Yeah. Electric tractors actually are, not very different than the diesel tractors. So you see, there is a complete, under the hood, there was an engine here, and there was a fuel tank. Now, the same is replaced with a motor. Engine, in place of engine, we have a motor to drive the entire transmission, and there is a battery, which is basically replacing the fuel tank. So that's the primary difference. Rest of the mechanical components, the transmission, the gears, wheels, etc., as you can see, it looks like a normal tractor unless you really hear it working. There is no thundering sound like or noise that normal diesel tractors have. This is a purely electric silent tractor. So if it's standing behind you, you won't even come to know when it came behind you. So that's the primary difference here in the electric tractor. How it works, for that, I have a quick video which will show you exactly. That's how basically the tractor works. And basically the electric tractors are more powerful. As you can see, the tractors are pulling 13 tons. We have even tested it for 35 tons of massive trolleys being pulled, but with a 45 horsepower tractor, which typically when diesel are pulled by 60 HP tractors. So a bigger diesel tractor, what it can do, the same 45 HP tractor can do in electric variants. So that's the that's how they exactly work. And yeah, so there's some more videos for you where we are using it currently in different applications, different use cases. So tractors are not only used in farms, they are used in industries as well. Almost 40% of them are used in industries. So here is one of the use case which shows you how the tractors are used inside a factory, a biomass factory.
Right. I think it's really inspiring video, and it was very interesting as well to see. And before, I have one more interesting question. So before I ask that, kids are being relentless and they're throwing a lot of questions. So I'll just ask you a few questions from the audience. So Laksh Jain here, who has joined us today, asked about, what about the lack of charging points and electricity supply in villages? And I mean, there's one more question which is very similar to it. It's from Vivan Basin, and he has a doubt like, won't EV tractors run out of charge faster than diesel cars? So, if you can give some information on that, it will be helpful, sir.
Sure, sure. So, yes, I think that has been a perspective of most of us, even Indian people, who that rural India does not have electricity. We have power cuts going on. So, how are you going to charge the tractors? So, as far as tractor is concerned, it's a commercial vehicle. So, farmers buy it to do the farming jobs, which the farm is not very far from their home. So, it hardly 10-15 kilometer radius maximum. That's it. And the tractors are typically used in this radius alone. So your home, can be the center point, and your farm can be the place where you go to work. With your two-wheelers or your four-wheelers or your even three-wheelers, we live in high rises. City areas. Most of us live in second floor or up to 28th floor, but we can't bring our vehicles upstairs. Farmers live on the ground floor. Electricity supply for single phase at your home is readily available. There is no problem anymore. Earlier days, yes, I understand. Even I used to go. We had 10 hours of power cuts, and in summer vacations, especially when it's very hot. But now there is no such thing. Single phase power supply is always there. We have a charger on board at the tractor because the tractor is so big. We have a lot of space to mount the charger, and we've done that. We've under your dashboard where your steering is. There's a charger, OBC onboard charger, DC-DC converter inside that. So you just plug it to any nearby single phase power supply, and that's it. The tractor charges. Second point, your tractor is going on the field where you're getting the job done, like tilling, plowing, etc. On these fields, every alternate field will have a power, bore well or a water pump, because you need water for the plants. From where this water comes? It needs electricity. It needs the pump to run. The same electricity power supply can be used to charge the tractors. So charging infrastructure that we talk about in Mumbai, Bangalore, or Delhi like cities where people are not buying electric cars that readily is not an issue in rural area. You have a lot of places where you can charge the vehicle, and that's the reason why electric tractors can be easily sold, or people can adopt it very comfortably compared to a four-wheeler. And a tractor is used continuously. So someone asked that how fast the charging happens. I hope that's the question. Yeah, and it takes about 3 hours to charge your tractor. So farmer who is driving the tractor, he'll start early morning, 7 a.m., go to the field, get the work done, work for 4 hours maximum. You can't drive more than 4 hours because it's very painful. It's not your AC cabin car, where you're sitting comfortably. It's a very harsh condition. So 4 hours maximum he'll work, and then he has to come back and have lunch or whatever. I mean, he has to rest. So that time he can charge again, go back again. So that cycle can continue for 24/7. So some of the industry applications have work is continuous. So shift wise they charge, they use it, and come back again. So that's how it is.
Great. I think that answers the question. And there's one more question from Vihan Kedia, who asked, why did you keep the name Autonext? What is the reason behind it? I think there's someone, if anyone can answer, it would be you. So I think want to hear from you.
Yes, I think for kids, everybody knows Transformers, right? Transformer movie everybody has seen. There's Autobots. Autobots assemble. Optimus Prime says that. So I was looking at Autobots, and that's where Autonext. Auto is your vehicle. Next is basically NXT is the next generation of automobiles. So we are starting with tractors, by the way. Tractor is our first product. There are so many other vehicles that need these modifications. So that's the reason why we came up with Autonext as a name.
Okay, that's very interesting. I think kids would have loved it, and very soon maybe you launch a new model and you can keep a name as Bumblebee as well. So a lot of kids would encourage that.
Yes.
And before we move, just one last question from Nandini Ishwaran, who have joined us in YouTube. So she asked whether the same tractor can be used for all the fields, like even for coconut farms or any different types of farms. So what is your answer for that, sir?
Yes. So as I said, the tractor, electric tractor is exactly like your diesel tractor. There is no change. There's a hydraulic, there's a PTO, all features that a normal diesel tractor has, except for the guzzling engine. There is everything as it is. So you can do everything that a normal diesel tractor does. In fact, with much more efficiency, much more power. So there's one more video actually I would like to share with the kids to show them the power if the time permits.
Yes, sir. Please. Yeah.
So here you see how powerful the electric tractor is. Let me know when the screen is visible. Yeah.
Yes, it's visible, sir.
So
it is two.
There are two diesel tractors here. which are pulling this particular weight. This is a 50 HP, diesel tractors, popular brands, use everywhere. So you can see how much they're creating so much. I don't know if you're able to hear the sound, but there's a lot of noise and struggle that the tractors are, going through, and then finally they're able to get the thing moving. Now the same person is sitting here. You can see his reaction. Our one single 45 HP tractor. He's looking behind. He's not able. He's laughing. He's not able to believe that one single tractor is getting such a massive load in motion. The earlier video that you saw, there were two tractors attached, one behind the other, and they were trying to pull the same load. So that's the power of electric. And this is 45 HP, that was 50 HP, two tractors. You can see this is even more bigger load, 19 tons almost. So you can see it's climbing a slight slope here. Normally the diesel tractors will topple. The front will come up like this, and the driver is in danger then because he's right in the center. So those things won't happen in electric. To talk in technical terms, electric powertrain or motors, the torque versus RPM graph curves are very flat. So basically, you don't need high RPM for higher torque. In diesel, you need to accelerate, push the pedal as much as possible to get the power that you need. What happens then is that your wheels start slipping. Your RPM is high, so your wheels start slipping, and it's not a proper concrete or tar road. It's a field, it's a loose soil. So your wheels tend to slip, and then there is no torque. But in electric, with less RPM, there is high torque. So to get such a massive load or the implement moving, it's easier. You can see it's able to do cement haulage, tier 2, tier 3 cities. They have a lot of construction that is happening, and tractors are being used because the lanes are very narrow. So you need a vehicle that can turn very sharply and get the job done easily. So tractors are still being used, and it will be used because there is no other vehicle which can do such a smooth job or have shorter turning radius. Yes. So yeah, this is another video where you can see the power of the tractor. Single chisel blow. It's cutting it like a piece of cake. Very solid form. Normally tractors get stuck. Yes.
Right. That's a very interesting video as well. I can see that, where you are bringing in innovation, not only with respect to the technology, but its durability and the usage of, the day-to-day life, right? I think there are a lot of use cases that you've, studied and you have implemented. That's wonderful to see. And these are some truly inspiring insights. Now, I was wondering, designing an EV tractor itself is a challenging task, right? And on top of it, you have implemented some advanced AI tools and even made it as a driverless EV tractor. So, to be very frank, even I'm not able to contemplate how you did it. So I think, you must be very smart. But can you tell us in simple terms for kids here today, like how this driverless technology in your EV tractor works so that, we can also get some insights on that?
Sure, certainly. So as I said, the tractor is similar to a autonomous or line following robot, right? So what do you do in line follow robots? You have a camera, you have the sensors, IR sensors, which are detecting the black and white surface, and then it basically adjusts itself and moves in a straight line. Similarly, in the tractor, because it's moving inside a farm plot. So by the way, autonomous feature works only inside a farm. It doesn't work on road. We don't want to yet come on road with driverless functions because how people drive out there. So just to solve the problem on the farm, the driverless feature is introduced. And what we do is basically the farmer, when he buys an electric autonomous tractor, he has to himself drive the tractor on the boundary of the farm. Suppose it's a odd shape or rectangle or whatever shape it is. Earlier, we had a feature where we gave him a mobile app where he could plot the boundary, mark the boundary using his fingertips. But then we realized that farmers from the top view, they cannot understand which is their own farm. So they could mark their neighbor's farm and then the tractor will start moving there. So we came up with the idea that let's not do this. Let's let them drive the tractor on the boundary. Let them show the boundary to the tractor. Once that is done, the tractor, you leave the tractor at the starting point, wherever it is. And the tractor will follow, make sure that the geofencing, once the geofencing, the boundary marking is basically called geofencing. The tractor will start working inside that plot using different sensors. The tractor has cameras, dual lens cameras, which are able to understand the depth of the object, how far it is. And there are other sensors like GNSS. So your GPS in your phone works, has a 2 meter radius. It's not accurate enough. So you cannot actually, get the tractor having a GPS work inside a farm, because it will go haywire. I know it will have errors up to 2 meters. So GNSS is the technology that we use. So this is basically using all different satellites. GPS is American satellites, so they're only using American satellites. But GNSS uses Russian GLONASS, Chinese Baidu, and GPS, all different satellites. And now even our own ISRO has introduced a lot of these satellites of our own. So once those come in, we'll be able to get more accuracy. We can actually pinpoint a coin kept on the ground, and the tractor will be able to understand which location it is. So that's how the automation works. And in fact, when the tractor reaches the end point, the tractor will inform the farmer that my job is done. You can come and collect me. So meanwhile, the farmer is free to do whatever other businesses that he's into, like poultry farming or milk production, or he wants to attend someone's wedding, or just relax at home. He can do that.
Okay, okay, got it. So, I think that is something very interesting, and you also on the ground worked on it so that you were able to quickly change according to the farmers' need, and roll out a new update. I think that's wonderful to hear. And there is a question. I mean, this is a frequent question from a lot of kids here. Mohit Banka, Kridesh, they all ask the same thing, like, aren't electric tractors expensive? Like, how farmers can afford it? That is their question.
I'm really impressed that the kids are really smart here, and they already know that electric tractors are expensive. Electric vehicle, I think they must be owning electric vehicles by now. Yes, it is expensive. In fact, it is double. So your cost of diesel tractor is 7 lakh or 8 lakh. Our electric tractors will cost you about 15 lakh. But once you suppose I'm a farmer who is owning a diesel tractor, so I buy a 8 lakh rupees tractor, and you are owning a electric tractor, which is costing you 15 lakh. So I am using the tractor for 1 year, and I'm doing the job. I'm refueling the tank for diesel, and I'm spending almost about 4 to 5 lakh rupees just on the fuel to get the same job that you will get done in less than 40 to 50,000 rupees of electricity units, because you're charging that is available. In fact, in cities, we pay 10 rupees or even higher per unit. In farms, it's cheaper. Considering that you are paying 10 rupees also, you will be doing the same job in 50,000 rupees. So you will be, first year, I'll be profitable because I've spent 8 plus, say 4 lakh, 12 lakhs, whereas you've already spent 14 plus 50,000, 15 plus 50,000, 15 lakh, 50,000. Okay. But second year, I'm again spending the same 4 lakh, whereas you are again spending for 50,000. So second year, you will be going in profit. So the operational expense is so good that within 2 years, the person owning an electric tractor is going to make money, and in 8 years, he's going to save up to 30 lakh Indian rupees. 30 lakh. That's a massive saving considering the farmer income, and they can actually 30 lakh is equivalent to almost two new tractors. So considering your diesel tractor is 4 new tractors. So that's how the economics work, and which is why we say that we are not selling tractors to each and every farmer. We don't want to force every farmer just like most of the companies do, by creating a prestige issue that you're a sarpanch of the village, so you should own a tractor. Not like that. If you are into a business of tractor renting, if you're a contractor, then you own a tractor, because we need to make sure that you're using the tractor as many hours as possible. So that's how the finance and economics works in terms of tractors.
Got it. Got it. I think, that would justify, why we should all move to EV vehicles. And at the end of the day, we are going to be benefited in the longer term, right? And there's also a question from Russian who has joined us in YouTube. So he asked, can we use a solar panel, in the tractor to charge it instead of an electricity?
Certainly, but the solar charging is not fast enough compared to the consumption that you're doing when you're using the tractor. But yes, if you have a cattle and you have shed for them, or your own roof of your home is big enough, you can attach solar panels. You can have a separate battery to store that power. You can use that power to charge your tractors. So yes, definitely, solar, wind, now biomass, biogas, all these different renewable energies work that is happening in India, those can definitely be used, for charging the vehicles, the tractors.
Right. I think that's more kids were asking about it, and there's one more question that's popping up more often. They're asking about the mileage after one charge. So, how much kilometers does it travel? This tractors, EV tractors.
Now I'm guessing how old are these kids exactly? Are they 18 plus or what? So yeah, I mean, once you charge the tractor, so you can actually get almost 6 to 8 hours of work done. So as I said, I mean, a driver cannot drive for more than 4 hours. So it's sufficient enough for any human being to get the job done with that much charge. And that's in terms of tractors, we don't consider kilometers because it's very slow inside the farm. So we call it in terminal hours, how many hours your vehicle works. So it's 6 to 8 hours, considering heavy work like rotary cultivator, which requires big machines that you saw in the videos. It will be 4 to 5 hours, but it's again sufficient because the power that the human who is driving the tractor needs is more than enough.
Okay, great, great. I think kids are very much pumped with a lot of questions. So before we take up some questions, there's one question I want to ask you. So EV tractors and driverless tractors. I mean, these come with a lot of technology and a lot of parts which are complicated, right? So how do you handle the designing, manufacturing? And if you can show some light on that, it would be helpful. And also maybe any disadvantage or any kind of challenge that you face while manufacturing them, if you can show us, sir, that would be helpful.
Absolutely, yes. So yes, certainly. I mean, tractor is big. First of all, it has a lot of complicated parts. Uh, it's not like your two-wheeler or your three-wheeler that you fit the motor and it just gets started. Uh, so you have to calculate how much power you need first of all, how much load the tractor is going to go through. 45 HP, for example. We started with smaller tractors earlier, but then now we are building 45 HP tractor. So we had to see the engine performance. We had to put it in the dynamometer, test the curves of how the torque is, and build a similar motor, which is basically equivalent in terms of power delivery. And that's how we basically came up with this. Initially, yes, of course, we faced a lot of challenges. There was no motor available or no battery that was this big, and which could go through so many hardships or extreme climates, because your car can be parked in a parking lot, but your tractors are always out there inside sun, under the sun. And as you know, electric vehicles cannot have higher temperature, so you have to have proper cooling or right chemistry that is used inside the batteries. So I literally sent one of my childhood friends to China. He went to China and he visited different factories. He saw what is happening over there. And because at that time China was way ahead of us, they were doing a lot of electric vehicles. So we understood that there are different chemistries. There are different chemistries that work in higher temperatures. We selected that chemistry back in the 2017, and now that same chemistry is also being used in Tesla cars after 2 years. So we basically built the battery from scratch. We have partners here who help us build the battery. We also have motor partners, motor manufacturers, experts who are building motors for different use cases. So we use or leverage them for building that. And as you can see, we have already set up a small assembly unit. This is in UP, near Delhi, about 50 kilometers from Delhi, where these are some old photos where, we were building that facility, where you have a complete assembly unit. So where your tractor comes, your transmission mechanical components come, we fit the battery, we fit the motor, it goes inside a paint booth, and then it's coming out and it's tested on a roller test bed. So you park the tractor on that roller test and run the tractor continuously. You can see how much temperature the motor is going up to. Then we went with liquid cooling for motor. We did some changes. So it has taken us time for all of these developments, and then finally now we are confident that our product is working fine. The people are loving it. People are definitely appreciating the performance better than the diesel counterparts. So that has been a long journey for the electric tractor alone, and automation is ongoing already. Automation, we are still testing. We are seeing where the automation features can be used. So we are working with farmers who are into grape vineyards. So in grape vineyards, they use tractors only for spraying pesticide. So pesticides are very harmful for human skin. If you're exposed to pesticides for a longer period, it can cause serious issues. So we are targeting these niche areas where the automation really is required. In that grape vineyard, there's a lane. So the different cameras, different sensors are detecting the lane, and just like the line follower robots, it's working. So all of these things we are parallelly doing. There's a big team now. It was my idea, but then we have a lot of engineers from different backgrounds who are working together with us. It's always a teamwork when you're building even a robot. You always have a person who is good at coding. You have a person who is good at assembly and sensors. So it's just like that. Even in a startup like ours or a company like ours, there is always a big team which is working together and coming to up with the idea.
Got it. Got it. I think that's it's very interesting to see, the entire manufacturing is being done in-house, and how you have the end-to-end knowledge on the tractors manufacturing. And when we're talking about the manufacturing, I mean, there's one question again popping up from kids, and even I didn't come up with these kind of questions. So Arav and Laksh here, they were asking, so which states have started implementing EV tractors, and is there a government subsidy for such implementation? That is their question.
I'm really impressed by the questions, first of all. I mean, this is like, it doesn't feel like I'm giving a kids session right now. Yeah, so subsidies, yes, there are subsidies already on diesel tractors, but in fact, for electric tractors, now the government is announcing a similar subsidy that is available for the three-wheelers or two-wheelers. So where 1 kilowatt, there's 10,000 rupees. So suppose our tractor is about 15 lakh. Our tractor has 38 kilowatt battery pack. 38 into 10,000. It's about 3,80,000 rupees subsidized tractor you will get. So it will come around in the same range of your 60 HP or 50 HP tractors. So yes, there are subsidies, and we are working with the government to get more help so that farmers and individuals also can start owning, tractor contractors can start owning, and we can create smarter jobs in rural India with a lot of young engineers coming out of rural India, and they're not able to leave their parents who are working on fields and go to new cities and work. They can start the business of owning tractors. They can start the business of renting tractors to different farmers. So that we are working on right now.
Okay, great. And there's one more question. So basically, they were asking about what about the weather conditions, like in case of monsoon or any other natural calamities. So can the EV tractors withstand the same way other tractors do, or how it is? That's their question.
Yes, so we have tested the components as per IP67. So there are ratings, when you're manufacturing your phone or different electronics, there are different test certificates that you get from testing agencies like ARI, ICAT, based out of Manesar, and ARI is in Pune. So all these test facilities, you give your components over there. You test the components for different shower test, different. In fact, there are tests where the battery is kept on a fire. So you literally they put a fire below your battery, and then they see how that battery is reacting. You must have seen a lot of videos where your scooters getting catching fire and they burst like your Diwali crackers. But then our battery, it's a different chemistry. It's a lithium iron phosphate chemistry, which does not catch fire. It does not burst when the test. There's a nail test in ICAT or ARF, where the cell is basically they put a nail inside the cell and see what happens. In your normal lithium ion batteries, your phone batteries, it will start bursting, and it is very dangerous. But in lithium iron phosphate, because of the chemistry called phosphate, there's just powder that will come out, and there's no as such fire or hazard. So you just have to, of course, replace the battery, but then there is no danger as such using these kind of batteries. So that is the retailing that we have to do to make sure that it goes through such hazardous conditions.
Right. I think, that answers, because a lot of kids were asking, what about the scorching sun? What about the monsoon? I think that answers all of them that, this vehicle is highly durable and it is tested on the ground and it is proven according to the use case of farmers. And I think that is actually a wonderful news to hear about EVs, because I mean, when we talk about EVs, the first thing comes to I mean, some of our minds is that how safe it is, how durable it is, what about our actual use cases, right? Whether it is something that we can use it just for our normal commute, or can we use it in a rough, rugged way, like how we use a normal vehicle. I think that you have taken up into consideration and built this, so that is really amazing. And I mean, it seems very challenging to get these EV tractors to action. So, being a next generation entrepreneur, so how do you think the future is going to be, Mr. Kaustubh? Like with AI booming, what does starting up in India look like? And any thoughts for our future entrepreneurs here? I'm sure a lot of kids who are asking these questions are thinking about ideas and coming up with questions to farm solutions. So, how do you see the future India, and how do you see starting up in India is going to be?
Yes, certainly. So, yes, after looking at the questions that I had, I'm very assured that definitely the next generation is going to be really bright, and they are going to start up more innovative startups. And there's no doubt that there will be a lot of Teslas, Googles, and Microsoft of the world coming from India. And I believe in the current situation and the kind of platform that the kids here are going to have with AI coming in, it is going to be much easier to experiment, to actually get different ideas that we only have seen in sci-fi movies to reality. And that is something that is something I'm sure about. And uh, you know I would like to also share that a lot of kids these days, they think about doing masters, they go to US, they go to different countries, but I think we in India have so many problems. We have people who are struggling on fields, be it different industries. So definitely, I think these kids who are asking these questions, they once they have seen these challenges, they will get inspired to build more products, more innovative products that can solve these problems. So when our mother has a headache, you don't go outside and to fix someone else's problem. You actually help her. You give her water. You ask her what she needs. So it's the same. India is our mother, and you need to fix all the local problems or the home problems first before going out and going to the Mars. We can fix the Earth first before flying off to the Mars. That's what I believe, and that is what the kids these days are looking forward to. And with these platforms like Playto, definitely there's a lot of opportunity to learn at such a young age. I saw a 10-year-old asking questions, and which are really something that I was just watching cartoons at 10-year-old. I was not knowing about subsidies and all that at 10-year-old. So this is something that is really impressive, and I'm sure that the future of India is in safe hands. Looking at the interaction here.
Great. That's really inspiring of you, sir. And few questions. I mean, this one question is coming up from Angad and other kids on YouTube. So they're asking what kind of advanced features that this Autonext EV tractor has. Like, does it have an anti-theft system or something to cut off electricity if the battery is being overcharged, something like that? Any advanced features that you can state, sir, which the EV tractors have?
Yes, in fact, in rural area, there's a lot of pilferage of diesel. So diesel tractors, if you park it outside, people used to come and steal your diesel. Now they cannot do anything. It's an electric tractor. There's nothing to steal in it. The battery is massive. If they're trying to steal that massive battery, I mean, be it then. I mean, it's a 300 kilo battery. So we have certainly features like GPS. Your mobile app has the exact location of the tractor, how much trip you have done, how much work you have done, all those things you get in your phone. And basically, what happens is that if somebody is trying to start the tractor, you will get an alert in your phone, which typically is there in the modern cars also. So that those features we can easily do because it's electric. You can do whatever you want. We can put a lot of sensors. You can even put sensors on every oil or the coolant that is there. So those features are already something that are available in different models.
Great. I think that is truly commendable because I really liked the way you explained, because that shows your expertise and passion, and especially leveraging technology to enhance farming practices, because farming is one of the holy occupation, and farming is the backbone of our nation, and building something for farmers and helping them achieve the tasks which they face in their life. I think that is really commendable. It's very wonderful for us to have you, Mr. Kaustubh, here. And before we go to the conclusion of the question and answers, want to ask you, if you can share some advice to kids who have gathered here, how they should see their paths if interested in technology. So if you can tell them what they should do to become the future innovators, that should really inspire a lot of kids here. Please, Mr. Kaustubh.
Sure, certainly. So, when we were kids, computers basically were introduced, and people thought that now a lot of people will lose their jobs, and this is bad for the country. But then we ended up creating the biggest IT hub. I mean, India is now literally the backbone of the AI industry because there are so many coders, so many IT folks here in India now. Literally, world AI was running because of so many Indians, working across the globe. So I think, a lot of these kids who are here, they're already on the right path, of course, by showing interest and learning, attending a session like from me, a random person who is coming and talking about electric tractors on a Sunday morning instead of going out to play. So that is itself is very impressive. And what I really feel is that kids with robotics talents, I mean, if you have an idea, a lot of people will tell you that don't do it. Why are you doing? There's no need for it. But you are the one who saw that dream, so you are the one who knows which colors you can paint it with. That's what I believe in. So you should focus on your dream. You should make sure that talk with your end clients who is going to use the product, understand their challenges, and start whatever age you are. There's no limit. There's nobody can tell you that you're 10-year or 15-year-old. Of course, you should finish your education first, but then there's no age limit to starting up. If you have an idea, talk with your parents, tell them, and go and speak with the people who are going to use your product. If it's a robot which is going to work in a factory, go to a factory, talk with them, tell them that what are you doing currently? I can make a robot for this. Why are you exposing yourself to extreme heat? I saw a lot of foundries there. They have extreme heavy molten metal, and the human being is very near to that. Why it's needed? You can do it with a robot. And don't worry, people will say that this automation will lose a lot of jobs and all that. It's nothing like that. It will only create smarter jobs, and people will be safer, and people will strive to learn more and improve their skills, and as I said, I mean, work for a smarter job instead of doing something that is very harmful for them. And of course, with smarter jobs comes better income. The overall economy will be definitely better, and that is what I would recommend to the kids here. Don't limit yourself. If you have an idea, just go for it. And you know I think India has so many options, so many people here to test with. So you're in the right place. The government and everybody is so supportive. PM Modi, he's made this Make in India, whole move. And 2014, when I was in second year, I visited the first exhibition here in Mumbai, and I saw what is happening. And now, when just last month, when we were in Startup Mahakumbh, where there were so many startups, the difference is massive. There are startups in every sector: gaming, farming, automobile, whatever you think. There are different kinds of solutions out there. So I think this is very interesting, and I was very happy to give this session, to so many smart kids. I'm sure this is going to be the future of India is in definitely safe hands.
Good. That's really wonderful of you, sir. Because we at Plato Labs want to encourage kids to come up with more ideas, showcase their talents, and show them, what they are capable of to the world. Because it's us who's going to make the difference rather than waiting for someone to come in and make a difference. So on that note, so kids, I told there's a surprise in the end, and before I reveal the surprise, there is one more interesting, point I want to show here. So, Mr. Kaustubh, you mentioned you being in college, participating in competitions, and showcasing your ideas. Now, a lot of kids of Plato Labs also have participated in competitions, and one competition which happened at IIT Delhi last week. It's a RoboCap League, and some of our students participated there, and they really showcased their skills. So, wanted to take some time to show you what they have done, and you know take some congratulations from you as well. I hope that is fine with you.
Sure. I would. It's the best thing that I can do on Sunday.
Right. So, I mean, so I have a presentation. Let me share it. So here, so we had two categories in the competition, RoboCap League, and so these are some of our kids who participated in the junior category. So Shiv Madan here has won the first prize in the junior category, and Angad here who won a second prize in the junior category. And there were also special awards given to kids, and Vihan won a Best Creative Design Award, and Advik won the Sustainability Award, and Ikagra here won a Best Technical Innovation Award. So, kids, if you are here in this session, so do take a pic of this and post it in your social media account and tag Plato Labs. Definitely, we will also show our encouragement to you. And I'll show you a few videos, sir, of kids what they have done, so that you can have an understanding of what they did. So here, this is the robot that's built by Angad. So it's a minimal surface safe space robot. So the theme of this RoboCap League competition was on space exploration. So they actually built projects to support that idea. So this is his project. Let's see what it is.
One of the main problems that comes when launching a space rover into space is its weight and space, because if it's too big, it's very heavy, as well as it needs a bigger rocket to propel it into outer space. I made a very little one. This can be manufactured very fast. It uses an Arduino Uno for computing power. Uh, Also, it uses an HC05 and DHT module in comparison, so they can work together and stream the DHT sensor values onto the mobile phone. sir. So instead of using multiple
Yeah,
components
right.
like
So
but
basically,
a lot of
he has
buttons
done a
and
small
the
space
dip
robot
version
with a
and
minimal space,
much
and he has
more,
integrated
I
Arduino
instead
and multiple
used
sensors to it,
PCBs.
so that it will occupy
These
lesser space. And even he thought about the space constraint in rockets, so he made it a very minimal robot so that it can be taken into space without any further constraints. So this was the project prototype that was done by Angad. And Shiv built a Bluetooth controlled robot, which he named as Pragyan Chandrayaan 3. So this robot is more of a rover, which can be controlled from a remote location and can be utilized for a space exploration, sir. And then coming to the junior senior category. So Sunny won the first prize, and Karthikeyan won the second prize here. And there were special awards given, and Arjav won the best creative design award, and Sache won the sustainability award, and Vivan won the best technical innovation award. And they all have done wonderful projects in the topic of space exploration as well. And here is a small video of what they have done, and would like to show it to you. So this is a Land Rover robot, which has a robotic arm on top of it. So it can be controlled via Bluetooth, and you can actually control the robot from a remote location. And this robotic arm can be used to pick and place objects. That's what he has done. And Karthikeyan here has built a space exploration robot. So this robot can be controlled using a mobile app, and this is how it works. So he can control all the wheels from the app, and he can make the rover move. And it is made in such a way that it can handle rough terrain as well, and it can go on rugged terrain, and we can explore different terrains safely from a remote location. So that was his idea. I think this is very similar to what you did in your college days, I guess, with
Yeah.
sensors and robots.
I think we
So
have a very tough competition here coming from Karthikeyan. We'd like to work
right.
with him definitely. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, so he made it in such a way that, he can control it with a mobile phone, and the robot will be able to move and go on different terrains. So, since you mentioned about, your college days and how, building projects during your college days helped you, I think these are some of the achievements from our kids in the recent days. And I hope your speech today should have inspired a lot of kids to come up with more challenges and ideas in the coming days. So thank you, Mr. Kaustubh, for this session. So our mission at Playto Labs is also to inspire and empower the kids to become the next generation innovators. And your expertise today certainly help them to understand what impact our work can have on the environment and how it can take the country forward. So kids, as I mentioned, there was a surprise to all of you. So I will now reveal the surprise. So we are going to have an awesome challenge for you. So you have to create a short video for 1 to 2 minutes and explaining what you learned in this webinar, and you have to post it on any social media like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, etc. And you have to tag Playto Labs @ Playto Labs. So I'll repeat. So we are going to have a challenge for you. So you have to create a short video explaining what you learned in this webinar today, and you have to post it in your social media, tagging Playto Labs, and we will select two winners out of this, and we will be announcing these two winners in the next Playto Talk. Yes, we are going to have a Playto Talk in the coming Sunday as well, and in the coming Sunday we are going to have the topic on chewing gum. So when I say chewing gum, I'm sure a lot of kids here would love to do allow chewing gums. But here we are going to talk about, we are going to know about processed food and chewing gums. And this topic is going to be handled by the founder of Good Gum, who actually have featured in Shark Tank, and he also got funding over there. If you have seen Shark Tank, you must be knowing it. So the founder of Good Gum is going to be here. coming Sunday, and he is going to explain you about processed foods and chewing gum. And in that session, I'll be revealing the two winners who is going to be selected after this today's session. And the winners will be getting an award, and also you will be receiving a good gum chewing gum mini pack, which is plastic free and sugar free, and you will be getting a certificate as well, right? So please create a video explaining what you learned in this talk, and you have the chance to win these awards and amazing gift from you, right? So right now, on this note, so we are towards the end. So we will take a couple of questions, Mr. Kaustubh, so then we can end the session because a lot of kids are throwing questions. I mean, so one of the questions they have is Ankur Paliwal and some of the kids who have joined in YouTube and or Zoom is asking about the lifespan of the battery. What is the lifespan of the battery, and what is the life cycle of it? Because that's a challenge in EV, right? That's why they're asking it.
Yes. So the cycles, I mean, charge to discharge cycle in our battery is about 2,500. That's about with an average or heavy use of tractor also, it will be 8 years life. That's typically the life of a tractor also, because it has a lot of wear and tear. But during that 8 years, there's no maintenance as such. So even if after 8 years, the battery is not completely useless. The battery can be used for other ESS applications like your inverters or your solar battery packs. So it can be recycled. So you have to replace the battery. You don't have to buy a new one directly. So the cost of the new battery will be much lesser. And then again, you can get another 8 years. So yeah, I hope that answers your questions.
Great. I think we'll have a rapid fire round because I know that you are running out of time, but we'll just quickly take some questions. So Mohana here, I've asked, how much time does it typically take to manufacture a fully functional electric tractor? I know it's very challenging question, but if you can throw some light on that.
First time when we did it, it took us 2 months, but now
Okay.
we do it in about 4 hours.
Oh, that's very amazing. So typically 6 tractors comes out in a day, children. So that is super fast, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of changes in the coming years as well. And there's also one question. Suppose if these tractors break down, right? When in a remote location, can they be serviced like a normal tractors, or is there any challenge in that?
Yes, it can be serviced. So all the electronic components can be, fixed remotely as well. The mechanical components are exactly as a normal tractor. Since it's a huge battery, so what we did was we realized that nobody can pick up, get a crane on the farm and pick up the huge 300 kilo battery. So we divided the battery in 30 kilo modules. It's a swappable battery. So 2 people can easily pull out 1 module at a time, and 10 modules can be kept aside. You can service the tractor, put it back in, it works. So yeah, every problem you have to come up with solutions. So that's how we moved to the swappable batteries, which are easier to service.
Right. All right. That's wonderful thing to hear, Mr. Kaustubh. And one question kids are asking is in EV space. So who are the upcoming companies? Like, what do you see in this space?
Right. So, I mean, in two-wheeler space, there is a lot of companies like Ola, Ather, etc., which are coming up. Three-wheelers, there's already Altai in India, which is working. OSM EV. In four-wheeler, you have already seen Tata, Nexon, and etc. Companies. In tractors, yes, there are a few companies which are working on the idea of smaller tractors. Nobody in the first big tractors. We were the first ones back in 2017 to actually build an electric tractor in India and show it to farmers in an exhibition. Later, there have been two or three companies which have started R&D and testing in the country. I don't want to name the companies right now because it will be like marketing like competitors. So.
Right. So I can see that a lot of innovation is happening in this space, and as you mentioned, there are startups coming up in every technology and every field that we see today. And especially, I want to give hats off to all founders out there like you, sir, who are actually having a mission and passion towards solving something that is very important in our life and helping the farmers. So really happy to have you today, and from my heart, I want to give my thanks on behalf of the kids who have gathered here, parents and teachers. So thank you for taking your time and coming here and explaining about EV tractors in a way that kids can understand. And it really was inspirational for all of us here. And we would like to, see more achievements from you in the coming years as well. Wish you all the very best, sir.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for inviting. Looking at all the reactions and the questions that I had, I had a very good time here with all the kids, and I wish you all the best. And one more thing, I mean, there was a competition here. A few of them won the competition, few of them did not. But then those who did not, don't not give up. Next time you have a better opportunity. We as a startup, we have also failed multiple times. We have also not won many competitions. But then if you don't give up, there will be a day where you will stand and get the award in front of everyone. So do not give up on your ideas. Keep up, and keep building the robots that you're building. Thank you, everyone.